what a show. This episode 6 brought in a lot of surprises. What happened to the king? Dude, he went to the dark side, you know?
He got bamboozled.
No. Jamie got bamboozled. That's what.
Jamie, I think we were talking earlier this week. You said Jamie was playing checkers. Yep. The High Sparrow did a checkmate because he's playing chess.
But listen, before we get into that, because I think this is the main story of this particular episode, let's do a little recap. Let's start from the beginning, kind of run us down a little bit of how you saw it.
Okay, cool. Quick synopsis. Bran is getting, we cut straight to from the beginning where poor Hodor has passed away. The girl is wheeling or sledding over Bran. White Walkers are coming. Bran is having these flashbacks of like when the Targaryen king was slayed, all this bombs. He just has a lot of different flashbacks that kind of give us insight of basically him getting knowledge from the three-eyed raven.
Right. And you know that when he was having these flashbacks, remember, we're starting episode 6 where episode 5 ended, because, you know, episode 5, which is the door, Hodor's holding the door.
Hold on.
Exactly. And the White Walkers are pursuing the girl with Bran. Right. And meanwhile, Bran is still in his trance, still getting all this knowledge. And there was a point that, dude, I honestly thought that was it for them, where he wakes up Bran and he says, Bran, I am so sorry, because she just couldn't anymore. She couldn't drag them anymore. And then what does Bran say? You know, you would think that Bran would say, oh, don't worry about it. You know, you did your best. He says, no, they're here. And boom, there's the White Walkers. There's the White Walkers right there. And I'm like, that's it. It's hosed, dude. I don't see any, unless they come and stop doing what they were going to do, I didn't see any hope for them. And then out of the clear blue sky, who do we get?
Their savior. His uncle.
Uncle Benji.
That's right. You know, before Uncle Benji came in, my first thought was, oh, game's over for Bran. He gets eaten by a White Walker, and now he becomes the king of the White Walkers and is now going to take over the world. I accepted.
Is that your prediction, or this?
No. That is not my prediction.
Oh, okay.
It's not my prediction. I definitely think Bran will be a critical aspect to how all of this comes together. And I'm a little waffling because I don't know how he really plays. I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, then from there, from all that white walking going on, and his Uncle Benji comes in and saves them in last minute. Then we jump into Sam.
Right.
Dude. Do we even care about Sam?
We do not care. His dad kind of gets the idea that this lady that he's with that has a baby is a little weird and something's fishy about her. She reveals that she's a wildling, and that, just like you said, Sam is a bigger man than any of y'all. He's killed White Walkers. He's killed wildlings. He's protected my life. And pretty much the dad's like, I don't care. I have this sword that is a family sword that is Valyrian steel that actually helps Sam kill White Walkers.
Yep.
But Sam's not having it, picks up the baby, takes the girl, takes the sword, and is out of there. So kudos to Sam. You get thumbs up.
Sam manned up.
He manned up. That's right.
That's right. Sam grew a pair. That's what he did. You know. Now I don't know what he's going to do with that pair, but you know, so at some point we're gonna know. You know, they keep bringing this storyline of Sam, and I want to think that at some point he's gonna be a vital part of this Game of Thrones saga, because quite honestly, I don't see anything going on here.
Well,
You know,
I think the only thing for Sam is that he has to meet up with somebody else. So he's either meeting up with Arya, who is now left, or he's meeting with Tyrion, or maybe Khaleesi. I mean, he's got to link up again. He can't be on his own. We don't care.
Right.
Really without Sam.
Yeah.
But the best thing is if he were to link up with Arya, which I predicted right.
You did.
I called it.
Because I honestly thought, listen, I thought right to the bitter end, Richie, that she was faithful and committed to the many-faced God, right to the bitter end, when she pours that poison into that, and then just as she started to, dude, I said, boy, she's in it.
This was the time where Arya has never seen this, she's only heard about the king that died, but now she's actually seeing a guy that she hates so much die, and she even smiles.
Right, she was laughing. What do you mean smiling? She was laughing. Yeah, and she was the first one to start clapping.
Yep. And they picked up on that. Because when she went back to the back, the lady that she's supposed to kill, she ends up having a somewhat good of talk, friendship, or whatever you want to call it.
So what do you think is going to happen with her?
These are my predictions. I think that there's going to be a war this season, and the war is going to be Winterfell versus Jon Snow people. That's going to be the war. I think at some point, Khaleesi has to go to Meereen and meet up with Tyrion. She just can't just automatically go over. So she settles her business, says, "Hey, I don't care. You run Meereen. I'm going to Westeros." Tyrion's not going to want to do that. He's going to want to go with her, and that's what's going to happen. I think with Cersei goes on trial. I think Cersei, just like she said, she's going to have the mountain, but don't forget, the Hound is still around. And I think Arya, quite honestly, Arya needs to get on a boat, go to King's Landing, and meet up with either kill Cersei, which could happen, or she just meets up with Sansa and Jon Snow because Sam is going to take her there.
Then we jump over to King's Landing, and we see this chess game coming on. All right. Jaime comes in with all this army and takes his horses up the stairs because everybody believes that the queen is about to go through what Cersei went through, and is going to go through what they call atonement.
Right. Walk of shame.
That's right. The walk of shame.
The bell was there. The girl was there. The bell was there. The only thing that I now rewatching it a second time is they didn't shave her head. So her hair is still long. The queen.
Good point. Good point. So
she was still,
right. Obviously, we know that the High Sparrow had he already knew what he was going to do.
Right. He wasn't going to do it anyways.
Exactly. But Jaime thought he was that there was, and he was going to go get the queen. This High Sparrow's a joke. We need to stop this game. This guy can't be ruling us. We have a king. We don't need somebody else or something like that. Yeah. And dude, the look in his face when the High Sparrow says, "All right, well, we're not going to do any atonement today. We don't need to do any atonement today because we got somebody that's already been atoned." And then boom, open out the door, out comes the king. And if you notice, the guards that came up with the king had the High Sparrow symbol on their chest. Dude,
yeah.
What's all that about? This goes to show us the difference between somebody who comes to negotiate with a strategy and somebody who's just coming to shoot from the hip. You know,
Hello.
And that was Jamie. Jamie thought that he was going to come in with might.
Right.
He was going to, some heads were going to roll, but the High Sparrow, he came in with some strategy. So Jamie is getting kicked out, and notice that Circe is basically telling, no, you go get our land, the land of my father and your father. Because I believe that's the one that Lannister ran, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm just thinking about it now. What if Jamie is going to those places and gets those armies and then comes back to King's Landing and takes over King's Landing? Meanwhile, guess who else is coming over to that to convince Jon Snow?
We've been
Jon Snow is coming also with Sansa to convince them to come and fight on the other army.
Right.
Dude, this is going to be one big hodgepodge of who.
And then Khaleesi, let's talk about her.
Oh yeah, that's right. Then we jump over to Khaleesi and her mighty dragon. Dude, that was a pretty cool spectacular when that big dragon came out. You know what? If somebody comes and fly that big dragon and lands on the rock and makes a speech, do you know who else reminds me that of? Avatar. Remember in Avatar, almost at the end on the big fight when the guy gets that big flying dragon and lands it and speaks to the people and say, we can win, we can do this, blah, blah, blah. I mean, who's not going to believe it? Huh?
That was a pivotal moment right there. That gathered everyone to take over.
That's right. And Khaleesi did the same thing.
Right. And the whole talk was about going to King's Landing.
Hello.
This is what we've been wanting. We've been waiting 3 seasons for this.
I'm telling you.
My surprises were, number one, the king coming out of the sector, or where the king coming out and saying, I'm with the faith. That was a surprise I didn't see happening.
I agree with you there. I didn't see that one coming either.
Oh man, I didn't see that coming at all. I also didn't think Bran would be saved. I mean, dude, I just accepted that he's going to become a White Walker and he'll be a king White Walker.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I actually thought that this was the Game of Thrones that we were going to have on this episode. Bran was going to get whacked.
I think overall the episode was good, not great, not spectacular. I think it was another foundational step.
Well, I guess we'll just have to watch the next episode, and so there's only really one question left to ask. You know?
Do you get God? I got God. Do you get God?
Do you get God?
That's right. Woo! I love you, Dad.
I love you too, son. I'll see you around.
On to the next one. Woohoo! Get God.